Hey guys, hello everyone, hi, hello, namaste, adab, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum, vanakkam and khamma khani to all of you. Welcome to today's class, and today we are starting a new topic, that is your quadratic equations. Alright, so we are done with your linear inequations and we have completed your commercial mathematics, and we are going ahead with the second chapter of algebra, that is quadratic equation. Now in my words, if I tell you like how important it is, so I would like to give you 5 stars to this topic. It is that important topic. Like you can understand this topic, how important it is in grade 11th and 12th also. Again, a very important topic. Its understanding is very important. Like many questions in physics also, they will use the concept of quadratic equation. Even in IIT JEE examination also, quadratic equation is a very brilliant topic. All right, so this topic is really very important, and make sure if you're like in that category who would like to take PCM or PCB as their exam, as their subject in grade 11th and 12th, this topic you must focus on this topic. Okay, so we are going to solve some amazing questions. ठीक है बेटा, in today's class, so let's wait and let's solve some good and amazing questions. All right, so in this topic we have divided into three topics. So first is introduction and nature of roots. So I'll just give the introduction and nature of roots, and next class will be solving more quadratic equations. So different types of quadratic equations we are going to solve, and the third one will be based on applications. All right, simple applications related to it. Okay, so the first session, so in this session, as you all know, we are talking about the quadratic equations introduction and nature of roots. So how the roots happen, and we'll be talking about the questions related to nature of roots. And guys, once you will complete this session, once you have completed this session, I am telling you, by the end of this session there will not be any question where you will be facing difficulty in this particular topic, that is related to nature of roots. I'll make sure I'll cover each and every type of question which will be asked in your examination. All the questions, remaining questions which you are getting to see in your books, you can easily solve those after going through today's session. Also, if you are having any doubt, please let us know in the comment section below. All right, so quadratic equation is an equation with one variable. We will be talking about equation with one variable and degree 2, that means highest power of the variable is 2. That is the most important thing. So in the quadratic equation beta, one x square term, the highest power of that term or the variable can be 2. That means x square is the term with the highest power of the variable. So now we are left with the options. If 2 is the highest power, then the variable can either have power 1, so x, or the variable have power 0, so constant number. Now try to understand beta, x square is compulsory for a quadratic equation. This x term, constant term, they are not compulsory. So even if I just write suppose 2x square only, I can say its degree, it is a polynomial whose degree is 2, so it will be called a quadratic equation. It will be called a quadratic equation. So the general form for a quadratic equation we have is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, because I have told you x square term must be there. It is compulsory. So x square's coefficient is a, so coefficient of x square must not be equal to 0. B and c can be 0. That means constant term can be 0, x term can be 0. That means x term may be there, may not be there. Constant term may be there, may not be there. It doesn't matter. X square term must be there. So quadratic equation can have maximum 3 terms: x square, x term, constant terms. The remaining 2 terms may be there, may not be there. We do not care. X square term must be there. So this is very important to remember. The general form or the standard form is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where it is very important to write. Please don't remember it is just time pass. It is very important where a is not equal to 0. If I am writing this, then only my answer is correct. If I am not writing that, then my answer is not completely correct, because if I make a equal to 0, then it will no longer represent a quadratic equation. So it is very important that a is not equal to 0. All right, then the graph of a quadratic equation is a parabola. Parabola means this u form kind. All right, ठीक है. Next, roots of a quadratic equation. So roots of a quadratic equation, beta, we know that those values of x for which the value of the polynomial will become equal to 0. So a quadratic equations, by we will take different values. For example, let's say if I have a quadratic equation over here, let's say x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay, so it is a quadratic polynomial whose value is 0 when x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. Put x equal to 2 over here. So 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. 2 square is 4. 5 minus 5 into 2 is minus 10 plus 6. 10 minus 10 is 0. Value of polynomial at x equal to 2 is 0. And value of polynomial at x equal to 3. So 3 square minus 5 into 3 plus 6. 3 square is 9. Minus 5 into 3 is 15. Minus 15 and plus 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Again, value of the polynomial is becoming equal to 0. So 2 and 3, we can say these are the roots or the zeros of the quadratic equation. Now we know we can solve quadratic equation by two methods. One is your factorization method, the other is your quadratic formula. Alright, so factorization method, we all of us know that we will split the middle term, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. If suppose this is a quadratic equation I have in front of me, so I would like to split this middle term, x term, in such a way that their addition, I need two numbers such that their addition is equal to coefficient of x, which is b, and their multiplication is equal to product of a into c. Okay, this is called splitting the middle term method. So these two numbers, in that way only I will split the middle term, take common, and I will get the factors, and from those factors I will get the roots. We will talk in detail about the solution for a quadratic equation in the next session. Don't worry, I'll cover this topic in detail. Today we'll be focusing more on the nature of roots. Then the next method of getting the roots is your quadratic formula. So we have a simple formula, beta, x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. This is the quadratic formula. So if the equation is ax square plus bx plus c, so if I put the value of a, b and c in this formula, I will directly get the roots. Beta, you know, in this quadratic equation, a is not equal to 0. In this quadratic equation, a is not equal to 0. So let's see, to determine the nature of roots, that means how the values of x will be, how the values of x are going to be, we need to look at this formula very carefully. So देखो, minus of b, very simple term, b can have any value, plus minus square root of something. And beta, we know inside the square root, negative number should not be there. We should not have negative number. So inside the square root, if this is negative, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, if it is negative, in that case, beta, this value will not exist. This value will not be a real number. So I can say the value of x is not going to be a real number value. So I can say there will be no real roots. Try to understand one more time what I am saying. I know a is not equal to 0, so the denominator 2a will never be 0. That is the one condition, denominator cannot be 0. We cannot divide by 0, and since a is never equal to 0, denominator will never be 0. Then in the numerator I have minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac. Alright, so b square minus 4ac, if that value becomes negative, square root of negative, beta, we know square root of negative, we don't want that. That is not a real number. Alright, that is not real. That does not exist for us. So in that case, x will not exist. X will not have any real value. So no real roots. Next, let's say b square minus 4ac is positive, greater than 0. So if it is greater than 0, everything will be good. Yeah, everything will be good. Minus of b plus minus square root of something positive will always be some positive number upon 2a. Okay, so it will give us some values. And देखो, in one case I will, in minus of b, I will add some square root of b square minus 4ac, and in the second case I will subtract that. So obviously two distinct roots I will get. Alright, so we will say here we get real and distinct. Distinct root means different roots. Distinct roots means different roots. Alright, and if I make b square minus 4ac equal to 0, I will say square root of 0 is equal to 0 only. So it will be minus b plus minus 0 upon 2a. Now if either I add 0 or subtract 0, in both the cases my answer will be minus b by 2a only. So in this case I will say roots are real and equal roots. Alright. So this b square minus 4ac determines the nature of the roots. This b square minus 4ac determines the nature of the roots, and this b square minus 4ac beta we call it d, which is discriminant. We call it discriminant. We'll talk about more in detail about this quadratic formula, but I want all of you also to think about this. If this is the quadratic formula, if b square minus 4ac becomes negative, no value of x will exist. If b square minus 4ac is positive, there will be two different values of x. And if b square minus 4ac is 0, there will be the single value minus b upon 2a. So real and equal roots, both the values or both the roots of the quadratic equation are equal. Alright. So this b square minus 4ac is called discriminant. What do we call it? Discriminant. Now if I look at the graphs in these case, so when discriminant is greater than 0, when discriminant is greater than 0, I can see the parabola will be intersecting the x-axis at two different points. You can see. So here, that is why we have got distinct 0, real and distinct, different zeros. Alright, now I want all of you to comment right now that if discriminant is equal to 0 and we have two real and equal roots, how the graph is going to look. I want all of you to comment right now. I am waiting for you all. Comment right now, give me your answer. If discriminant is equal to 0, then how will the graph look? You can tell me in the comment section that the graph will be intersecting x-axis like this, or what it will be doing. Alright, so I want to know how the graph is going to look if discriminant is equal to 0 and if discriminant is less than 0. In both these cases, guys, discriminant equal to 0, the roots are real and equal. Discriminant less than 0, we can say there will be no real roots. So how the graph is going to look, I want all of you to tell me in the comment section. Alright, I'll read your comments. Let me see how many of you were able to get it. Okay, now before I move ahead with some questions, let us talk about Vedantu's Pro subscription beta. So as you all know, this is like during this situation where everyone, all of us are under lockdown and it is not safe to go outside. You can make sure that with Vedantu's Pro subscription, you will not be making any compromise neither on your studies nor on your health safety, because you'll be studying at the comfort of your house, and we'll make sure that you study everything in detail and you get the best of your marks. And that is why, to show our confidence, we have this Vedantu improvement promise, in which beta we are telling you at Vedantu that you join Vedantu and we take the full guarantee of your improvement. We take the full responsibility and full ownership of your studies. We say you join Vedantu and we give you this guarantee of improvement, guaranteed improvement. Guaranteed, you know, right? Not warranty, guaranteed. All right, guaranteed improvement. We are giving you full guarantee that you will definitely improve. We are not saying you can improve, we are saying you will improve. All right, so that is what we have confidence in ourselves, that if you are joining it, no matter whatever your marks are, you will definitely see an improvement. And if you don't see the improvement, then what? Then simple, whatever you have studied from the whole year, that will be free. We will return your whole fee without any question asked. I'll talk more about this promise at the end of the class, so stay with me till the end and let's look at some of the features of Vedantu's Pro subscription. So first thing, guys, you get to unlimited access to unlimited live classes, and all classes are going to be filled with fun and high level quizzes, so you can enjoy all the classes. Then students from different parts of the world, so you'll be able to interact with them and you can also see where do you actually stand. Then interactive replay, that means even while watching the recording of a class, you will be able to attempt the quizzes, so you will get marks for it. You can see your name in the leaderboard, so you'll not feel bored like sir, I'm just studying, and this is like one-way interaction. Even while watching the recording, you will be getting two-way interaction. You can give the answer for the quizzes. All right, then you'll be getting handwritten notes of master teachers, access to quality test assignments, and also in class we know the doubts are the most important thing. We at Vedantu do not want any of our student to go with doubts in their head. That is why along in the class, along with the master teacher, there will be dedicated teacher who will be taking care of your doubts. So extra teachers who take care of your doubts, to solve your doubts in the real time. Whatever time you have got doubt, just send the message and they'll reply you. That is live doubt solving. All right, and unlimited micro courses and crash courses. So with this help of this micro courses and crash courses, guys, you can complete your syllabus as many times as you want. If you want, like with micro courses, these are chapter specific course, so you can like complete this quadratic equation chapter, if I say, you can complete it as many times as you want. There is no restriction. If you'll go anywhere else, the teacher will hardly teach you one time or two times if they are doing the revision. But here at Vedantu, you can study any topic as many times as you want, no restriction on it. How amazing it is. All right, and you can do a revision, so you can choose to decide what you want to study, how much you want to study, and like guide your own preparation. All right, so remember, less is more, less price, more classes. The link for registration is mentioned in the description box of this video as well as in the pinned comment. Don't worry, I'll show you at the end of the class how do you register and avail this coupon code benefit, which will give you 10% off. Yes, it will give you 10% off on your prices. All right, let's move ahead first now with some classes. Acha, one more thing. Today's questions I have got very amazing questions I have got, and by the end, one question I am going to solve that is so amazing, so important, that if you have solved that question now, I am pretty sure there will be no questions, especially from the topic of nature of roots, where you will get confused. That is my guarantee. That amazing question we are going to solve. So look at this question. First question, what it says. It says, which of the following equations are quadratic? So we know for an equation to be quadratic, it must follow the general form, which is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. So if I look at the first one, 3x minus 1 whole square is equal to 5 times of x plus 8. So 3x minus 1 whole square will be 9x square plus 1 minus 6x is equal to 5x plus 40. Obviously guys, a minus b whole square, shift everything over there, you'll got 9x square minus 6x minus 5x will be minus 11x, and 40 shifted there to minus 39 is equal to 0. So yes, it is following the quadratic general form. So first one is a quadratic equation. Second, let's look at the second one. All right, so in the second one, we have x minus 4 into 3x plus 1. So let's multiply. X into 3x square is, x into 3x is 3x square, x into 1 is plus x, minus 4 into 3x is minus 12x, minus 4 into 1 is minus 4. Okay, so this is the multiplication here. 3x into x is 3x square, 3x into 2 is plus 6x, minus 1 into x is minus x, and minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Simple, right? Multiplication we have done. All right, so we have got 3x square, x minus 12x is minus 11x minus 4. All right, okay. Then here 3x square, 6x minus x is plus 5x minus 2. Ab dekho beta, important thing is x square term got cancelled. So I can say here, even after solving, there will be no x square term, and since there is no x square term, it will not be a quadratic equation. Simple beta. Maximum 3 terms are allowed, in which x term and constant term may be there, may not be there, we don't care. X square term must be there. Here, since x square term is not present, it got cancelled. I will say it is not a quadratic equation. Easy one. Next question. If 3 and minus 3 are the solutions of the equation ax square plus bx minus 9 equal to 0, find the values of a and b. Alright, so this is my quadratic equation, and 3 and minus 3 are its 0. So I can say if I put x equal to 3, it will satisfy this equation. So a into 3 square plus b into 3 minus 9 equal to 0. So you have got 9a plus 3b, shift minus 9 over there, is equal to 9. This is my first equation. All right, second equation, put x equal to minus 3. So a into minus 3 square plus b into minus 3 minus 9 equal to 0. So it will be again 9a minus 3 whole square is 9a, b into minus 3 is minus 3b is equal to 9. This is my second equation. This is my second equation. Now let's solve these two equations. So I have 9a plus 3b is equal to 9 and 9a minus 3b is also equal to 9. Let us do the subtraction, guys. Let's do the subtraction. So if I will subtract, I will eliminate b minus, or let's add. Why to subtract? Sorry, let's add. If we will add, then it will be much better. Or if we can subtraction also, we can do it. Anything, yeah. Addition is easy. So if I add them, 9a plus 9a is 18a plus 3b minus 3b got cancelled and is equal to 18. So a is equal to 1. Put a is equal to 1 in any of the equations, suppose first one. So I can say, sir, 9a, right? So 9 into 1 plus 3b is equal to 9. So 9 plus 3b is equal to 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. So 3b is equal to 0. B is also equal to 0. So the value of a is 1, b is 0. Value of a is 1 and b is 0. That means what is my equation, guys? So my equation over here is 1 into x square, which is x square, plus b 0. 0 into x is 0 only, minus 9. This is my quadratic equation. And you know, if I use the formula a square minus b square, the factorization will be x plus 3 into x minus 3. So the zeros are plus 3 and minus 3. So yes, everything is correct about this question. So with this simple cross checking, you can be sure that yes, my solution is correct. Alright, I just replaced the value of a and b and I saw yes, it is satisfying all the conditions of the question. Alright, next question. Without solving, comment upon the nature of the following equation. How easy it is, yeah. Like we just have to use b square minus 4ac. So for first equation, let's see what are the values of a, b and c. For the first equation, a is equal to 7, yes. B is equal to minus 9, yes. And c is equal to 2. A, b and c. So I can say discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. Alright, acha guys, one more thing, yeah, please remember, if negative term is there in the coefficient, that also is included in the coefficient. I have not taken b as 9, I have taken it as minus 9. So what is discriminant? Let's see. So it is minus 9 whole square minus 4 into 7 into 2. Minus 9 whole square is 81. Minus 4 into 7, 4 sevens are 28 and 28 twos are 56. Alright, so minus 56, and we can say d is something positive. 81 minus 56 is something positive. Since d is greater than 0, we can say real and distinct roots. Right? Easy. We can say it has real and distinct roots. How easy it is, yeah? Hai? Correct? Next question, see what it is. Next we have 6x square minus 13x plus 4. Alright, chalo, theek hai, this is the equation. So value of a is 6, b again is negative over here minus 13, and c is 4. Alright, so I can say discriminant will be equal to b, so minus 13 whole square minus 4 into a is 6 into c is 4. Minus 13 whole square is 169, minus 4 4s are 16, 16 6s are, so 16 6s are is 96. Again discriminant is greater than 0, so we can say again, yeah, real and distinct roots. Alright, again we can say real and distinct roots. Very easy question, yeah. And both are, we are getting discriminant greater than 0, so real and distinct roots. Alright, even if I change anything also, but just have to see discriminant greater than 0, real and distinct, discriminant equal to 0, real and equal roots, discriminant less than 0, no real roots. Alright, next question. Ab dekho, this is a good question. Now we are starting to solve the difficult ones, and step by step we are going for the difficult one. Alright, so very soon the most amazing question is about to come, very soon. The question is find the value of p if the following quadratic equation has equal roots. Alright, so this is the quadratic equation given to me, 4x square minus of p minus 2 into x plus 1 equal to 0. Listen to me carefully. First thing, in this quadratic equation, if I compare it with the standard form, the value of a will be equal to 4. The value of b will be, what is multiplied with x over here, beta? It is minus of p minus 2 is multiplied. Yes or no? So if I multiply this negative sign, minus into p is minus p, negative into negative is positive, so plus 2. So I can write it as 2 minus p. Yeah? And c is equal to 1. Alright guys, now let me know in the comment section right now, what is the value of discriminant in this question? Is the value of discriminant given in this question? Is this question, has this question given me the value of discriminant? What do you think? Look, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section below whether the value of discriminant given in the question or not. Alright guys, so देखो यार, see, this discriminant is given in a hidden way. It's hidden given. Why it is given in the hidden way? Because here in the question it is given that this has equal roots, and equal roots means discriminant is equal to 0. Discriminant is equal to 0. Alright, discriminant will be equal to 0. So let's make discriminant equal to 0. So I will say, sir, since discriminant is equal to 0, we can say, sir, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Let's make that equal to 0. So 2 minus p whole square minus 4 into a is also 4, c is 1 equal to 0. Let's solve it. So it is a minus b whole square. So it will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. So minus 2 into p, which is minus 4p, and here minus 16 is equal to 0. So we have p square minus 4p. 4 minus 16 is minus 12 equal to 0. Alright guys, now this is the equation I have got when I have made discriminant equal to 0. To get the value of p, obviously I have to solve this equation further, because here I have already made discriminant equal to 0, because real and equal roots is given in the question. Alright, correct? So let's solve this. Use splitting the middle term method. I want two numbers such that their addition is coefficient of p minus 4 and their multiplication is minus 12 into 1 is minus 12. What are these two numbers here? Addition is minus 4, multiplication is minus 12. So beta, it will be minus 6 and 2. Yes or no? You can check it further. Okay, so we'll write it as p square minus 6p plus 2p minus 12 equal to 0. Take p common, p minus 6. Take plus 2 common, p minus 6 equal to 0. So we are getting p minus 6 into p plus 2 is equal to 0. Alright, so beta, from here we can say, sir, either p is equal to 6 or p is equal to minus 2. So these are the values of p available to us. Either p is equal to 6 or p is equal to minus 2. In both these cases, you will get the equal roots. So simple beta, logic is very easy. Since they have told equal roots, I have made discriminant equal to 0. They have talked about nature of roots, I will use discriminant. Alright, okay, easy question. Now let's move ahead. Now see, look at this question, how amazing this question is. This is the question which I was talking about. Let's see how amazing this question is. One more question we'll solve after this also, but this is a very good question. See what this question is telling us. Find the value of m if the following equation has equal roots. Very important beta from your board's point of view. Very, very, very important. Alright, so if I look at this equation, I can say value of a is m minus 2, coefficient of x square. Value of b is minus of 5 plus m, minus of 5 plus m. Alright, and value of c is equal to 16. Again equal roots, so I'll say discriminant is equal to 0. So b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So minus of 5 plus m whole square minus 4 into a is m minus 2 into c is 16 is equal to 0. So अब देखो बेटा, minus 5 plus m whole square we do, or 5 plus m whole square we do, answer will be same. 2 square is 4, minus 2 square is also 4. So this negative multiplied 2 times will become positive. 5 plus m whole square will be 25 plus m square plus 10m, 2ab. And here minus 4 into 16, minus 4 into 16, minus 64m. And minus 4 into 16 into minus 2. So see, negative into negative will become positive. 4 to the 6, 4 to the 8. 8 into 16 it is telling us, right? So 8 into 16 if we do, we'll say 128 is equal to 0. ठीक है बेटा, अब let's solve this quadratic equation. So we are left with m square. 10m minus 54m is minus 64m is minus 54m, and 128 plus 25 will be equal to 8 plus 5, 13 power 1, 2 plus 2 plus 4, 1, 5, 153 is equal to 0. All right. Okay, so this will be your quadratic equation. This is your quadratic equation. Alright guys, now let's solve this quadratic equations further. Let's solve this quadratic equation further. So in this beta, I want two numbers. We can use it splitting of the middle term method also, or we can use quadratic formula, but I'll tell more about that in the next class. Let's use splitting the middle term. So we want two numbers such that their addition is equal to minus 54 and their multiplication is equal to 153. So obviously 153, 15, if I divide it by 3, 51, okay, got it, 51 and 3. All right, so it is minus 51 and minus 3, minus 51 and minus 3. I try to factorize the number, the one which is in the product, and try to see what combination is working. So here I will say it is m square minus 51m minus 3m plus 153 is equal to 0. So if I take m common, it is m minus 51. If I take minus 3 common, m minus 51 is equal to 0. We are left with m minus 51 into m minus 3 is equal to 0. So I can say either m is equal to 51 or m is equal to 3. ठीक है बेटा, so these are like the toughest questions they'll ask. Student get afraid कि sir x square is given, m is also given, what to do? Simple, equal roots, make discriminant equal to 0. So I hope now you have got the confidence that the most difficult questions which are asked to you, that also you are able to solve very easily. Alright, so I want all of you to practice the question, the previous question and these questions on your own as well, and do let me know in the comment section if you are able to solve them on your own. If you are giving me a thumbs up or say yes sir we are able to solve it in the comment section, I'll get to know ki yes you are able to solve it very easily. So let me know right now, and those who are going to practice it also, let me know in the comment section. And since we are here, please don't forget to like the video and share the video with your friends and subscribe to the channel guys. All right, so please like the video as well. Okay, next move ahead, let's go for the next question. Okay, so our answer is we have written over here. Okay, next question. Find the value of k for which the equation has distinct and real roots. अब देखो भाई, obviously the condition has changed. Distinct and real roots means discriminant greater than 0. Here a is equal to 3, coefficient of x square, b is equal to minus 6, c is k. So I can say b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. Linear inequality we are solving. So minus 6 whole square minus 4 into 3 into k is greater than 0. So it will be 36 minus 12k is greater than 0. So 36, 12 minus 12k shifted, there will become 12k only. Sign will remain same because subtraction has become addition. Shift 12 in division, a positive number in going in division, so no need to change the sign. So I can say 12 3s are, so 3 is greater than k, or I can say that sir k is less than 3. All right. So what will be the value of k? So k will be less than 3. So less than 3, any value of k, if you will choose, you are going to get distinct and real roots. You are going to get distinct and real roots. All right. Haji. Now, with this question, we are going to solve a very important topic, a very important thing which we are going to learn with this topic, which I was telling you from the starting ki beta एक amazing question है where many students make mistake. That is what I am talking about. This question, this is where the students can get confused. Now by reading it, you know ki sir, you are making fun of us, you are joking sir, because it is exactly same as the previous kind of questions which we have solved. Find the value of k where this equation have equal roots. So you'll say sir, देखो sir, I know according to this quadratic equation, value of a, coefficient of x square is k minus 12, value of b is 2 times of k minus 12, or I can say 2k minus 24, and value of c is equal to 2. Yes, you will say, I'll say हाँ, okay, correct, this you are saying correct. Then sir, you will say sir, equal roots are there, so we need to go for discriminant. I'll say correct. So let's make discriminant equal to 0. Yes guys, you are doing all correct till now. Let's solve it. Let's all of us solve together. Alright, so make discriminant equal to 0. So if I make discriminant equal to 0, it will be b square. So 2k minus 24 whole square, b square minus 4 into a into c. C is what? 2, sorry, is equal to 0. So a minus b whole square will be a square plus b square. So 24 square is 576 minus 2ab. So minus 2 into 2 into 24. So 24 2s are 48 and 48 into 2 is minus 96. So minus 96k. Alright, here minus 4 into 2 is minus 8, minus 8k, and minus 8 into minus 12, minus 98, but negative into negative will become positive. 96 is equal to 0. Alright, so now we are left with 4k square minus 96 minus 8k is minus 104k, and 576 plus 96 plus 6 plus 6 is 12 power 1, and 7 plus 9 is 16 plus 1 17 power 1, 672 is equal to 0. Alright, I think we can take 4 common. So let's take 4 common. We'll be left with k square minus 26k, and here plus 4 ones are remainder 2, 4 sevens are no, 4 6 are 24, remainder 3, 4 8 are 32. Alright, is equal to 0. Alright, so sorry, is equal to 0. Here I have put actually the bracket at the wrong place. Okay, now if I shift 4 in division over there, k square minus 12 26k plus 168 is equal to 0 by 4 is 0 only. Now we want two numbers such that their addition is minus 26 and multiplication is 168. So if you will solve beta, it will be minus 12 and minus 14. Alright, you can prime factorize 168 and try to make some pair. So you'll get 12 and 14 will make a correct pair. So it will be k square minus 12k minus 14k plus 168 equal to 0. So take k common, k minus 12, k take minus 14 common, k minus 12 equal to 0. So we are left with k minus 12 into k minus 14 is equal to 0. So from here I can say k is equal to 12 or k is equal to 14. ठीक है, अब you will ask me कि sir, tell me one thing, what is so special about this question which you were telling from the starting key, or sir there is a good question, what is the mistake, what is the good question about this sir? Sixth question was like this, we have solved this further, now you have taught us, so we understood this question. All right, so those who have stopped till over here and given their answer, please raise your hand, please raise your hand, and I just want to see right now comment that sir, yes sir, we have got till over here and this is the final answer. If you are the one who think this is the final answer, I want all of you to comment right now in the video so that I can see later how many of you thought it. Alright, that this is the final answer. And if you think it is not the final answer, also write no sir, it is not the final answer. We need to do something further. Write that I am waiting for 1 minute. I want all of you to write in the comment section. Alright, if possible, pause the video right now. Okay, pause the video right now and write in the comment section what do you think, what will be done next in this question, or is it the final one? Alright, pause this and then see the solution. I will start the solution now. Okay, so guys, this is the final solution, but there is one thing. We know that in a quadratic equation, the standard form says that a is not equal to 0. A is not equal to 0. That means from here I can say, sir, k minus 12 should not be equal to 0. That means k should not be equal to 12. This is one condition which we get at the starting only, but I have not written. We know na, coefficient of x square cannot be negative. So if I make k equal to 12, the coefficient of x square will become 0 and it will no longer be a quadratic equation. So we need to reject this value because a cannot be equal to 0. So here, instead of having two values of k, we have only one value which will be favorable, that is k equal to 14. Right? How was this question? Amazing. See, at the end, like this, we'll be able to solve it. So we have rejected k equal to 12 because if I put k equal to 12 in this equation, the equation will no longer be a quadratic equation. That goes against the standard form. Coefficient of x square cannot be equal to 0. Alright, so that is what I was talking about, beta. This is the best question from this whole topic. If you have understood this, solve all the types of questions which are there in your books. You will not get stuck anywhere. Alright guys, okay, so this is all in today's class. This I am giving you as your homework question. Do let me know the answer in the comment section. Do let me know answer in comment section. Let me know how many of you will give me the correct answer by the next class. Alright, so this is all, bachon. Thank you so much for joining the session. Now those students, if you all remember, I was talking about Vedantus Pro subscription. How do you avail this benefit and how can you register for Vedantus Pro subscription? Suppose, let's say this is the video we are going. This is any video on this channel, Vedantu 9th and 10th English. If you will come to the description box or in the pinned comment, here you can see subscribe to Vedantu Pro now. This link is given over here. Or you can click on the description box. Here also you can see subscribe to Vedantu Pro now. Register for Vedantu Pro subscription. Click on this link. Once you have clicked over here, beta, now you can click on edit and you can change your grade and you can change your boards as well. I am keeping it grade 10th for ICSE 2021-22. That means this current batch. Now we have three types of Pro subscriptions over here. One is Pro Lite, then Pro Classic, and then Pro Plus. Pro Lite has all the basic features: live classes, test series, assignments and notes and doubt solving during the class. Then comes Pro Classic. Pro Classic has one more extra feature, that is you can get the doubt solving done. Your doubts, if you are getting any doubts, you can get the answer for those doubts by using the mobile app, doubt solving app. And Pro Plus has doubt solving app plus one more feature of personal mentor. So personal mentor, you can think of them as your coach, guide, motivator, supporter. Any query you have, be it academic, non-academic, you're feeling demotivated, or you have something going on your mind which you want to get it out, anything, you can always reach your personal mentor and they will be helping you. They'll make sure that you go through this whole journey nicely and you come out with flying colors. All right. So these are the three features. As you can see, beta, the prices are shown over here, and these are the prices for the whole year. Now, if you are a student who has not tried online education yet, if you want, you can try it. If you want to see how it works, and if you are still pretty not sure about it, you can still try it for 1 month. This is the price for trying. You can try any of the course, and once you are sure, you can buy the complete course. And don't worry guys, GPE Pro is already applied. If it is not, here you can click and apply GPE Pro. Alright, it is already applied. If it is not, you can write over here GPE Pro. Also, when you click on buy complete course, if you think that this price paying altogether will be difficult for you, EMI option is also available. So don't worry, you will feel like you are paying every month, so that will also not be a burden as well. Other than that, if there is any other question, please refer these frequently asked questions as well. All the questions, all your answers you'll find out over here. All right, guys. And then talks about, if I talk about Vedantus Pro subscription. All right. So as you all know, better, these prices are not for like completing your syllabus once. In these prices, you are completing your syllabus as many times as you want. Because of micro courses, you are getting unlimited classes. So with this, if you'll see, the price compared to the number of classes you can take is nothing, and you can study a topic as many times as you want. Alright, and let's talk about Vedantu's improvement promise beta. So in this promise, we are saying full guarantee of your improvement. We guarantee your improvement. We are saying you will definitely improve. If you don't improve, take your whole course back. Only thing is, we want you to be our long-term student. That is first thing. You should be with us throughout the whole year, obviously. And then you should have a 75% of the classes attended and 75% of the test you have completed. These two things are mandatory, because at least when you're taking the course, we want you to join the classes as well, right? You're taking the course and not joining the classes, and then at the end, if you'll say, sir, I have not improved, then how can we improve if you are not taking the classes? So 75%, because sometimes students might have some personal reason or anything because of which they are not able to attend. That is why 75% we have kept. All right, this much confidence if we are showing, we also want you to show confidence and join Vedantu's Pro subscription. All right, beta. So thank you so much for coming to the class. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video with your friend, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I hope all of you enjoyed the class. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Sayonara, Khudafis to all of you. Bye bye.